Hey guys, welcome to another episode of our Get to Know series. Today I'm joined by someone that many of you might recognize. That's DutchyLive. So hey man, thanks for joining us.
What's going on, guys? Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So for those of you who are new to the series, I've been reaching out to community members from various parts of the community and just getting to know them a bit better. It's been a little while since I've done one of these, so figured, hey, I'll talk to Dutchy. He's been streaming a lot. I've seen him on Twitter and YouTube and Twitch and stuff all the time. Get to know him a little bit better, and hopefully you guys can get to know him a little bit better too.
All right.
So to start off, let's try to get to know you as a person a little bit better.
Okay.
As with anyone I talk to, you love gears, but you have any other hobbies? What are some things you like doing?
Yeah, I love sports. I love philosophy. I love reading. Don't do it a lot anymore, but those are big hobbies of mine. Let's see. Yeah, that's really it. You know, walking on the beach and stuff. You know, taking a dip here and there.
You live near the beach?
I do not. That's why I love taking a dip, because once you have enough of something, you really kind of undervalue it. Yeah. Other hobbies. I mean, we're all gamers, right? So we kind of all like playing video games or playing any type of game.
Yeah.
But yeah, mostly it's just sports, reading, family, friends. You know, just doing whatever, mess around. Be chaotic.
What type of sports are you into?
Weightlifting, mostly individual sports. I grew up playing team sports like European football, things like that. Basketball here and there on a random day. But yeah, lately, I don't know. I'm more into individual things. You know, Olympic weightlifting, boxing. Well, any type of fighting sport, really. Obviously, right? It's always individual. Yeah. But yeah, that's I like that stuff.
All right, cool. So I guess at this part of the interview, sometimes I try to get to know like what people do for their job and stuff. But so I guess you're kind of between jobs looking for something, but in the meantime,
that's correct. I've been between jobs for a while now, so I'm in a very, very delicate sector, I suppose.
Yeah, but I mean, right now you're working full time, I guess, YouTuber, Twitch streamer, and stuff like that.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. So it's not as glamorous as many people think.
Yeah, so a lot of people think it is like this awesome thing, and I keep hearing it's not very glamorous. What's it like?
Well, you sit in your room a lot by yourself, and you talk to people you don't know by yourself, and you don't know whether or not they're telling the truth until you find out, really. So, you know, it's got its good and the bad days. Yeah, that's really it. I love streaming. I've always loved streaming, interacting with people. Yeah, that's really it. If that's what you love to do, that's what you got to do. And it's a very unique perspective, because you meet many different people from many different places.
Yeah.
Like I said, you don't know who's who until you know who's who.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So what do you think your like best experience or favorite thing you've gotten as a result of like streaming has been?
There's many things. I guess most recent would be being able to go to the UK. And probably, well, my channel on Twitch kind of blew up big time when Gears 4 got released. At the same time I made my YouTube tutorials. So like the support has been insane, and you know, even when you don't have your good days, because that's the thing about being a streamer, is when you stream and you have a bad day, you still have to stream. You have to really look at it like that. It's not, you can't just skip out.
Right.
And it's really cool when those people, you know, show up and still show you support, even when you're feeling like you should just stop and go on to other things. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. So, all right. We got to know you a little bit, but everyone watching this probably loves Gears. So, how did you first get into Gears, and I guess what made you stick with it?
What made me first? How did I first get into Gears? I remember in 2007, right after Gears got released, one of my friends in middle school, he bought an Xbox 360 with Gears of War 1. And I had no idea it was Gears of War 1. But we went to his place one time, and we played the campaign, and I played as Dom, obviously, right? Always the shitty second controller. And I was instantly in love with the game. I loved the whole, like, dudes in metal tin cans, you know, it was great. It's great. Just shoot at things, you don't know what it is, and It is a cover system, and I was into games back then, but not these type of games. Like I had no idea these things existed.
Yeah.
So I was hooked, but I had no idea what the game was called for like until Gears 2 got released. And when Gears 2, I swear to God, when Gears 2 was released and I saw the trailer, I was like, holy shit, I gotta buy me an Xbox 360. So what I did on the release of Gears of War 2 was I skipped out on school with my friend. We went over to the store. We bought an Xbox 360, 2 controllers, and Gears of War 2. And the rest is really history. I mean, Gears of War 2, in my opinion, has always been the best Gears of War to date. Kind of set the tone for everything we have right now.
Yeah.
In terms of connection and stuff, I agree with everybody else. It was truly...
multiplayer's got its issues, but overall, I mean, it's a solid game. Great campaign, introduced Horde mode, some of the best maps we've ever seen. It's...
Correct.
Yeah.
Horde mode was really basic, but it was so cool to being able to go between multiplayer and co-op, and it's the same experience. You're doing more of what you did in campaign. It was fun. It was fun bonding with people.
Yeah, firefight and zombies and stuff like that. That didn't exist back. That didn't even exist. Horde started that.
Yeah. You're right.
So did you stick with Gears all the way through then, or did you have like your spurts on and off?
No, I no life Gears with 2. I had a pretty let's say a rough upbringing during my teenage years, so I always looked for an escape like that, and I either was playing video games or I was outside doing things or playing sports. Those like my three things in life that I really focused on. I did not focus on school at all, which right now, I mean, I can feel the problems with, but it's something I felt like I had to do, and I told myself I'm gonna be the best Gears of War player I can be, just so I can do something with my life. I know it sounds really sad, but that's really what I did, and so I really know life, met tons of people, and that's what really got me hooked. Was that you met so many the people you met were so similar. Everybody was different, but everybody had that common love for the game, even the hate and stuff, and the toxicity back then. Oh. Holy shit, that was bad. But that's what I felt was so good about it too, is that it gave everybody a reason. Everybody had that escape. That was that one game you could go to. You can say whatever you want to anybody. You're gonna get the same flack back, but no one cares because it's Gears, right?
Yep.
And nowadays it's a lot more PC. So it is what it is. But I've stuck with it all the way through. When Gears 3 was released, obviously everybody that played Gears of War 2 probably jumped on Gears 3 and no life that as well. Once Ghost Recon Future Soldier released, I started up a YouTube channel for that. Was pretty successful. Got features on the Ubisoft website and stuff. So yeah, I did that for a while that was popular, but that game unfortunately died really quick. In my opinion, one of the most underrated shooters of its time at the time. Was really good. But yeah, that was kind of the only break I took. Me next to being in the service at the time. So that's really it. Gears of War has always been like a red line through my gaming, I suppose you could say.
Yeah. So as someone who's been involved in Gears for so long, obviously you've seen a lot of great stuff, but you're also in the community. You see a lot of complaints, right?
Oh.
So I mean, this game is by no means perfect. But if you could pick one thing about the game that you would want to have changed right now, what would it be?
Settings. Yeah, definitely the tuning, and I would say as a whole, everything you can earn, right? So the credits and the cards and stuff. It's I get it. I get the point of what the Coalition's trying to do and what Microsoft's trying to do, but I feel like it's just not working. It's pushing people away.
Yeah.
And combine that with when you go into the game, especially I would assume as a new player, you just have no clue what to do. You have no idea how to go about anything, right? You start and you think it's just a shooter, but it's like a chess game. That's played out in milliseconds. So yeah. So the tuning, again, I mean, I've played both settings. I play mostly core just because I like King of the Hill a lot more than escalation and execution. It reminds me so much of my experiences with Gears of War 2 and Gears of War 3, because back then you had to shoot people thousands of times sometimes. And then to me, it just doesn't feel as consistent as core. Core is overpowered. Don't get me wrong, but anyone in core can get a 2-shot down, basically, right? Some can get it from a little further away, but that's like odd occasion, right? Most of the time, everybody can do the same thing as one another. So that's what's important to me is consistency, basically, for everybody.
Okay.
And that's not the case.
Yeah.
So that's I would like to change if I could, but it's not up to me.
No, it's not. Need to just keep talking, keep giving our opinion. Hopefully, the coalition will listen or have a conversation with the community at some point about that.
Yeah, so. Hopefully, right? Hopefully.
Let's see. So, were there any other topics that you wanted to talk about today?
Yeah, like the way, I guess, what I mentioned earlier about the toxicity in the community as a whole. Yeah. I think during the 360 days, people were a lot more like robust against not only complaints from other players, but also insults and stereotypes and you name it, right? Back then, you could just about say anything to anybody, and it would just say the same shit back to you, right? And then everybody would either be offended or not offended because you fought fire with fire, and everybody understood that. Nowadays, you really can't step out of line in game chat because they'll report you. You can't send a message because they'll report you.
Have you been reported yet?
Yes, actually, I've been banned twice without ever saying anything.
Yeah.
Right? Like one day I just
that reputation, man.
And I start playing, I start streaming, and then I noticed that I can't invite, I can't talk to anybody, I can't send a message. I was like, what the hell? And then I check my account, and suddenly I'm banned for 7 days while I haven't said anything to anybody. So it's things like that, like I think really ruin the community because, you don't really allow people to freely express themselves, even when they're frustrated or not frustrated.
Yeah.
And over the years on Gears, that's definitely changed. If you're not a certain way, then basically everybody just says, fuck you, get out of here,
Yeah. It's become a much more PC culture.
Definitely.
Or like, not PC versus console, politically correct.
Yeah. Politically correct, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the community in general has changed. There's so much, like, drama now, and
yes.
It's crazy.
That's drama. The thing everybody secretly loves, but doesn't really want to talk about. Oh, I got no time for drama, but then they create drama in private, It's silly. It's silly. I just try to have fun, but whenever you try to have fun, you kind of just start attracting those people somehow, It's weird. It's weird.
Yep. All right. Let's see. So I think I've got a couple other topics that I know I would love to talk to you about, but I think I'm going to try to set something up where, I think we've talked about this before, where it's going to be like, I don't know, you, me, Waldo, maybe Shadows, get some of the community members together and just make a stream or a video and talk about some stuff. So I will try to save some of those topics for that.
Okay.
So I guess we'll wrap it up here.
All right. Cool.
I guess I will have your Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, all that stuff linked below. I guess you could say it out loud if anyone wants to know it. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, if you know my name, you kind of know where you can find me on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Discord, Xbox, Uplay, Steam. It's all the same. It's all DutchyLive. So, if you want to check out the stream sometime, I'm online on a daily basis around 10 a.m. EST or 3 to 4 p.m. GMT for about 5 to 6 hours a day. Of course, if you are interested in Gears of War footage and videos, you can always check out my YouTube. Again, same name. I mean, that's really it. It's all the same. Consistency, unlike the game we play.
All right. Well, I'm going to have all those linked down in the description for people. Thanks again for joining me today, man. It's
no problem, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's always nice to get to know people in the community a little bit better. Hopefully the viewers get to know you a little bit better, and I mean, it just brings the whole community closer as you get to know everyone.
Yep.
So
that's something I think we've also had before you finish up, is that our community is somehow like really drifted apart. We all call each other a community, but we're not community, right? A lot of people don't know each other.
That's part of why I started this, is our community's been separated, and we really need to bring them back together. And I mean, I've got a couple casual people I'm talking to a Twitch streamer or some YouTubers, and maybe I'll get some competitive people in here to bring the community closer together.
Yeah, that's right. It's a good idea. Or at least attempt, right?
Yeah, right.
Attempt.
So,
all you can do.
So to the viewers, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.
All right, man.